Welcome to today's Explainer. We're going to unpack a seriously energetic and surprisingly structured source text today. Now, on the surface, the material we're looking at is this vibrant, playful journey introducing 15 distinct vehicles. But beneath all that bright paint and loud noises lies a meticulously organized framework. It actually categorizes machinery by function, environment, and community role. We're going to break down this taxonomy and see exactly how it uses really fun sensory anchors to make all these different community roles highly memorable. So, channeling the absolutely infectious energy of our source material, I've got to ask you, are your seatbelts buckled? Are you ready to meet all 15 cars? Because you see, the text doesn't just read off a list of vehicles. No way. It invites us on an active, environmental journey, treating the audience like co-pilots in this awesome exploration of daily transport and heavy machinery. All right, ready, set, go. Let's rev those engines and literally drop the green flag on this analysis. We're going to map out exactly how this source systematically sorts vehicles into 3 distinct environmental zones, and how it uses that whole structure to teach us about the vital roles these machines play in our everyday lives. Okay, let's dive right into our first section, Zone 1, City and Rescue Vehicles. Right off the bat, the source drops us into this bustling, colorful urban setting, introducing machines that are all about public safety, emergency response, and everyday transport. Notice how it maps every single civic duty to a really catchy auditory anchor to help us remember it? We kick things off with the pure speed of the red sports car and its classic vroom vroom. But then we immediately pivot to critical infrastructure. We've got the police car keeping the city safe with a wee woo, the school bus picking up friends with a cheerful beep beep, and the ambulance racing to help people with a bee boo. By linking the specific function directly to a sound, the text ensures this info really sticks in your brain. And this is just a brilliant example of that method in action. Just look at the fire truck. The source doesn't just casually say, it's a truck that goes to fires. Instead, it pairs a vital emergency service with a specific mechanical tool, those big water hoses, and a distinct sound. Nina, Nina. This multi-sensory approach is just an incredibly effective way to communicate a vehicle's unique purpose within a city's ecosystem. Moving right along, we hit Zone 2, Construction and Work Zone. Notice how the whole backdrop completely changes here. The source deliberately transitions from busy city streets to a heavy machinery work zone. The crucial takeaway is how this environmental shift changes our focus toward labor, infrastructure, and delivery roles. Even the sounds shift. We go from urgent emergency sirens to the rhythmic noises of hard work. We have the dump truck carrying a massive load of rocks with the honk-honk, the tractor working hard on the green farm going chug-chug-chug, and even our essential community deliveries, like the mail truck dropping off letters and the ice cream truck bringing sweet treats with its cheerful jingle. If we zero in on the excavator for a second, you can really see how this text communicates mechanical function. By highlighting the excavator's giant scoop and pairing it with that metallic clank-clank sound, the source distills this heavy-duty machinery into a highly accessible, easily digestible concept. You instantly understand exactly what the machine does in the physical environment it belongs in. And that brings us to Zone 3, Street and Adventure Cars. So, we're entering the final environmental zone, and the backdrop returns to the city streets. But the vibe? Totally different. The focus shifts towards specialty transport and pure, unadulterated adventure. There's incredible diversity packed into this single zone. It beautifully contrasts highly practical civic tools with purely adventurous vehicles. On one hand, you've got the essential utility of a garbage truck keeping streets clean with a clatter-clank, or a tow truck helping cars that need a lift. But right alongside them, you have the thrill of a race car zooming around in first place and a bright yellow taxicab ready to give rides. The source text totally captures our imagination here by emphasizing these exaggerated physical traits. Take the monster truck, for instance. It's defined by its super-duper big wheels and a massive vroom sound. It's a fantastic pivot from the purely functional vehicles we saw earlier, proving that this taxonomy makes plenty of room for excitement and scale while keeping its structured, descriptive format. All right, let's switch gears with the car quiz game, testing our knowledge. Now it gets really fun because it's time to engage directly with the source's interactive quiz mechanics. The text actually transforms into a game show stage, complete with a giant flashing question mark. It's a built-in knowledge check designed to test our recall of these vehicle functions and sounds. Let's look at the first question it throws at us. Listen closely. Which car has a flashing light and goes wee-woo to keep us safe?
See, it's prompting us to recall that specific auditory anchor and pair it with the concept of public safety.
So here's our choice. Are we talking about the rock-carrying dump truck or the police car? Think back to the sounds and roles we mapped out in Zone 1 versus Zone 2. Boom! You got it! It's the police car. And honestly, by successfully identifying this, the source proves its method totally works. We can confidently connect the auditory clue of the siren directly to the vital civic function of keeping the city safe. Okay, question 2. The text prompts us with a ringing beep-beep horn and a vibrant visual cue. We have to identify the vehicle that transports kids to school. Notice how it leads with a really bold color identifier this time? So go ahead and shout it out. Based on that color profile and the community function provided, are we looking at the school bus or the monster truck? Yes, exactly. It's the school bus. This demonstrates perfectly how the text uses bold colors, like big yellow, as primary identifiers right alongside the specific community role. It's reinforcing the learning through multiple data points: color, sound, and function. Let's bring it all home to the superstar finish line. As we cross the finish line of this source text with all 15 cars lined up together, honking and flashing their lights to upbeat music, let's take a step back and review the overarching framework we just unpacked. The absolutely crucial point here is that this text is vastly more than just a simple list of cars. It's like a giant puzzle, a highly structured taxonomy of community infrastructure designed for maximum retention. It categorizes 15 distinct vehicles across 3 logical environments. It maps out roles ranging from high-stakes emergency rescue to everyday sanitation and heavy labor. And most importantly, it brilliantly uses fun, memorable sounds as auditory anchors, pairing them with strong visual cues to reinforce the importance of these civic duties. This source text concludes its whole journey by asking the audience point blank, which car was your absolute favorite? It's a fantastic call to action, right? It actively encourages viewers to reflect on the incredible diversity of the machinery we just analyzed and form a real personal connection with the information. So, as we wrap up our explainer of this highly energetic taxonomy, I'm going to leave you with a provocative thought of my own. When you look past the playful sound effects and the bright colors and really consider the sheer utility of what we've covered today, from public safety to heavy labor and sanitation, which of these 15 vehicles truly drives the functioning of your own community? Think about that the next time you hear a siren or the clank of an excavator on your street. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.